Tuesday night grass show.
Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, man.
Good, brother. Real good.
Good.
Weather's getting nicer. Spring is getting closer. Less than 4 weeks, right?
I heard there's a big storm coming.
You got a big storm coming? Who's got a big storm?
Yeah.
Big Brian's got a big storm coming.
Oh, that's yeah.
Brian's stuck on the highway, going 30 miles an hour. You guys see that picture he put in our group chat?
Actually, I missed it. I just saw he said he was like an hour out and he was still driving, and
I think he was saying
he was going 30 miles an hour or something.
Miles out or something.
Yeah.
So when I saw that picture, I'm like, you can still see the road, you can still see the markings, and you're going 35. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You can at least go 50 if you can still see the markings in the road.
You need to watch out for the deer.
I know about that.
That's right, you do. That sucks.
You got to have plenty of braking distance between that and the doe or buck.
Especially a 10-point buck.
Mm-hmm. Especially in a brand new pickup truck.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, first things first.
First things first.
Should we grab a glass?
Grab a glass.
Grab a glass.
Keep off your ass. I like that.
Above the grass.
Man, got the bush back.
Had to.
Ooh.
Oof.
Yep. Perfect occasion.
No, the
Skinny,
mustache
skinny Nate
suits
over
you,
there.
Nathaniel, looking good,
Had
my
to have
man.
one.
Nathaniel.
Had to get some bush light on the
Yep. Get the little bubble there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to Keep Off the Grass livecast. Tuesdays, 10/9 Central on YouTube. Don't miss out. This is episode 106. You know, we're not too far from spring now, and we're really excited. Not Nate, Zach, do you want to announce our guest? Since you kind of
yeah, sure. So we have thanks LTZ for that $1.99 each week.
Yeah.
I think
thanks, brother.
4 weeks in a row. So yeah, we have Andy and Nick from Ariens. One specializes in snow. I'll let them introduce themselves. So we have Ariens with us tonight, and we're going to talk about all their snow equipment and their lawn equipment. So I don't know who wants to go first. You guys want to introduce yourselves? Tell us who you are and what you do.
All yours, Nick.
All right. I'm Nick Krieger. I am the product manager for Ariens Snow. So that's all of our snow products.
Awesome.
That's it. That's all you're gonna say.
That's all you're getting.
That's all I have to
Say that again. I
when it's Ariens Snow, like that's the mic drop right there.
So you're kind of like the head of that line of products for the company.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and we sell snowblowers all over the world. We're actually the #1 seller of 2-stage snow in the world.
Oh wow.
What's your job with them again? What's your job with Ariens?
I'm the product manager.
Okay.
So it's safe to say you really blow.
Absolutely.
He's all about it. So, and then Andy, you're on the mower side, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. So Andy Massion, I am the product director on the lawn side. So I manage all of our residential lawn care products. So that's both the Ariens and Gravely brands.
Oh, okay.
Very
cool. Awesome.
And I have a bunch of people like Nick that actually do the work. I'm just here to take all the credit for them.
That's right.
Me.
So are you guys? So that's interesting. I mean, you know, we've had some turf guys on. We've had other folks, kind of like the founder of companies. Some of the fertilizer companies we've had on. You guys actually help kind of develop and manage the kind of the decisions as far as what the models are going to be. You guys help design, or is it more so just production and like kind of what aspects of actually, I don't know, designing the equipment do you guys have as part of your role?
Yeah, it's a pretty wide swath. At least my role and Nick's are a little bit different, but my team manages kind of that strategy of our product line. So what are we trying to accomplish over the next 5 years? We then build the product roadmaps, if you will, or that's how we're going to introduce products over the next several years. And then I also have the engineering team at Ariens for my product lines reporting into me as well. So all the engineering happens as part of my team. So it's a pretty wide swath. And then our product managers own how we bring that product to market, how we help service it while it's in the field, and then we make the decisions to retire the product as well when it's time. So kind of that full life cycle of the product.
So it sounds like, as product directors, you guys, I don't know, have a pretty, if anybody has questions for you guys in the chat, these are the guys to ask it to. If you're curious about the design or production, what goes into, anyway, bring your questions because we'd love these guys to answer. I have my own questions, but if anybody has questions in the chat, let's hear them because I'm excited. Well, how about you, Nick? Are you same thing? You're kind of working aspects similar to that, or what's your role?
Yeah, so like Andy said, on the snow side, we have a very similar structure. We've got a director who's above me, and he oversees myself and product management and the engineering team. So the director kind of comes up with that strategy of what we want to do in the next 5 years and even beyond to be successful and to keep our spot as the #1 producer of two-stage snow. And then it's up to myself as the product manager to figure out how we bring that to life. What products do we create? Talking to customers, really understanding what they're looking for, what makes a great snow throw to them, and working with the engineering team to, like I said, bring that product to life. And when it's time to replace it or upgrade it, change it out, we do that too.
Awesome. Okay, sweet.
Cool. So we can start. We want to start with snow.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're gonna go to lawn. So we'll start with snow. We'll go through some of your equipment, and and then we'll go over the lawn.
Cool.
So
you guys what have a lineup of single and dual stage blowers? Is that right?
Put my snow hat on here.
Uh-oh. Keep track of this.
I'm ready, Nick.
Yeah. So we manufacture a number of different two-stage and single-stage snow throws. We recently got real heavy into the commercial with our new Mammoth 850 stand-on snow machine. So about 30 different products in our portfolio right now. That's the Mammoth right there.
Looks like a mammoth.
Explain the difference between the single stage and the two stage.
Yeah, absolutely. So a single stage machine, a little smaller, uses a single auger, which is kind of like a paddle design. And that is going to be what scoops up the snow and then throws it out the chute. A two-stage uses, we've got a two-stage on the screen here right now. A two-stage is going to use a serrated auger to collect the snow and gather it and bring it to the back of the housing. And then the impeller, which is like a fan in the back of the housing, actually collects that snow from the auger and throws it out the chute.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Thank you.
For some reason in my mind, I always figured it had something to do with the power of the engine, or it had like 2 speeds or something. I don't know. I never really knew what two-stage meant, if I'm being honest.
Like a turbo.
So basically on the two stage, you're looking at a bigger unit that's gathering more snow, so it needs the second stage to discharge and get rid of the snow.
Yeah, absolutely. And at our two-stage, like the one you have up on the screen here, you mentioned like a turbo or whatever. Our two-stage, we have an offering that includes our super high output or SHO impellers. So when you're talking about being able to process a lot of snow at one time, those are the units to get. Absolutely. So like the big snowstorm that we've got coming this week, the SHO is the beast to have.
So if you want to kick it to your neighbor's yard, you need that particular model.
Our professional models will throw up to 60 feet. So it'll land hopefully in your neighbor's driveway for you.
That's a neighbor.
Holy cow.
That's a neighborhood fight.
Yep.
Throw clear across the road.
This is platinum.
This is a Platinum 24, the one that you guys just had up, the white one. It's actually our 90th anniversary unit. We came out with it for this year. So Ariens Company was founded in 1933 in Brillion, Wisconsin. And to celebrate 90 years of Ariens Company, we have a 90th anniversary model this year. So you see it has a lot of those cool throwback features. The white on orange, it has the chrome style handlebars and hardware on it. And our engine on here is actually specially branded for this model in particular as a Tecumseh Power Snow King.
Huh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that looks kind of like an updated, spruced up model from back in the day.
Yeah, it's a really cool model. We only made 1,933 of them, and once they're gone, they're gone. So I think we've got a couple left yet for this season. We sold a few extra beside more than what we envisioned last year, but there are a couple left out there yet.
Sweet.
So how deep can it go?
This is a 21-inch housing, so it can swallow quite a bit of snow.
Careful.
I'll bet it can.
That is what she said.
Oh,
Okay.
see, Zach thought he was being funny, and Nick he took it and ran.
Absolutely.
Touchdown.
No, that's quite a lot. So I have the deluxe, I have the platinum, and I was looking at the Alpine maybe.
Yeah.
So which one would you consider? You were saying professional ones. Which one would you consider those?
So the deluxe, like what you have up on the screen, it's one of our most common sellers right now. We've got a couple of different housing sizes, 2 different engine sizes. You can get SHO impellers on these. You can even get EFI. It's a great machine for kind of like that average residential user. The step up from there is going to be the platinum, like the 90th anniversary, and a little bit bigger engine on that. The platinums all come with SHO impellers standard. They all come with heated handlebars or hand grips, excuse me. So those are pretty sweet machines. It's kind of that top tier residential. And then the pro models, the professionals are the tier above that yet. So if you were looking at the Alpine is a 28-inch pro unit. It is a 420cc engine, EFI, and it has rapid track on it, which is our track system for track drive.
You guys got tank wheels on that one, man.
Oh,
That's awesome.
That's a big one.
That's cool to have tracks on it. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Our track drive system is actually really cool. It's our rapid track. And so it works between different modes. You can put the track all the way up and it operates just like a wheeled unit, or you can put the track flat and you get the track drive, or you can actually put the track bogey wheels down and put more pressure on the housing as like a dig-in mode.
That's cool.
Wow.
That's
awesome.
that's awesome.
So it's more just aesthetic. It's actually got some pretty cool functionality too. Sweet.
Yeah.
Does that make it significantly
I'm just
more
mesmerized
expensive?
by this video.
Is that, what's the differential between, like, is that the main difference between like the track and just a regular professional is just the tracks?
Yeah, so we offer rapid track on several of our pro units, one of our platinum units, and actually one of our compact units. Compact is going to be like a step down from deluxe, so a little bit smaller engine, a little bit smaller housing size. You can actually get a rapid track starting on our compact.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Interesting. That's cool. Yeah,
There's an Alpine.
Oh, there it is. Shh, look at that thing.
That's pretty cool where you get to test these locations at. I'd love to be there.
Hey, come on up. We always love extra help testing units.
Yeah, just it always looks like in the awesome, like real sweet locations.
Yeah. We get to go all over the place. Basically, when you're doing this kind of business, you have to chase the snow, right? It's not like grass where it grows everywhere and you can just cut it. We have to hunt down snow every year.
If you're looking for a good spot around 5 a.m., my driveway is usually a good spot.
Perfect.
You know.
I appreciate the recommendation there. That's great.
Seems to always have to snow, before I need to go to work. So it's always a fun time to get out there and have the snow blow.
Is that just my connection? Or
No,
does
yeah, I'm hearing something.
I was gonna say, I don't know about you. I was
Nate's
trying to
mic
mess with
sounds funny?
I was messing with my headphones.
Is
I
that
thought it
Nate?
was me. Okay, so I'm not the only one.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Can you guys hear that in the chat? Is that coming through you guys?
Yeah, I can't hear it now. Nate muted, and I think it went away. So
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Nick, I was going to say you'd be surprised all the places I've chased grass this year. So
Yeah, that's true. I've heard quite the stories. Yes.
So I see the compact, the track 24. Is it? So it's got a 24-inch deck, and that's the one with the tracks. That's your smaller one with the tracks, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's kind of our entry-level track unit.
And that looks like that's. Somebody was asking about price, and I was just looking at this one because that's probably the smallest one that if I ever were to have one of that size, that'd be the one for me. And it's like about 2,000. How many? How deep can it go? Can it go 12 inches? Is that what you said earlier? I don't remember.
The compact can do 20 inches.
20 inches deep. Okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's a heck of a lot more than what I have, but I don't think we ever get that deep. But that's pretty good. Okay, it's pretty good. 20 inches is pretty good.
So yeah,
more than the tip.
So probably for the majority of homeowners, like the majority of people, like throughout the, nation, unless you're in those real, super high snowfall areas, right? Like it sounds like the compact, just in terms of homeowners, not in terms of professionals, people, doing this every day, but it sounds like the compact is definitely more than capable for probably most homeowner applications nationwide. No?
A compact's a really awesome unit. I recommend it to a number of people because it has a great amount of power paired with a small bucket, which when you're really looking to move a lot of snow is the best combination to have. So the compact has a 223 cc engine. Like we said, it's a 24-inch housing, so it can move a fair amount of snow. And it's a lighter weight machine, but it does come with our auto turn, which allows it to move really well. It's a triggerless steering system. It's a pretty sweet machine.
That's cool.
So
Even the
this
deluxes
mammoth, is that more for like professionals and maybe people who have a business? Is that what you guys normally sell that for? Obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a commercial stand-on machine. So the operator actually kind of stands just behind that rear wheel in the picture here, and then it drives almost kind of like a mini skid with the sticks on the top. And it is designed mostly for that commercial customer who's going out and servicing sidewalks or like commercial properties or something like that. We do sell a few of them to municipalities directly, though, and other institutional markets like schools and hospitals and whatnot. But a lot of LSCs are picking up units like this. They're saying, I can service more properties in the same event with the same crew size, or if it's tough to find crew, this replaces those crew I can't hire right now.
Mm-hmm.
And does that front blade like go in different angles and got all like the hydraulics to it and everything?
Yeah, so Mammoth is a cool machine in that you buy the tractor and then you buy whatever attachments you want for it that are going to fit your need and your business. So in the picture here, we've got our V plow on there, and that goes V, straight, or scoop. And it's all electric over hydraulic. So you're not messing with like hooking up hydraulic lines or hoses. We also have a straight blade if you want just the basic straight blade. We have a 44-inch power broom, and we have two different snow throw heads that can go on there. And the broom and the snow heads are actually PTO powered, like a tractor PTO. So you're getting all that power sent directly to the attachment.
Do you have a bucket attachment for?
We don't. No lawn attachments or anything like that for it. It's a snow machine right now.
That sweeper's cool though.
We use that sweeper on the lawn.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's try it out.
Let's
try it out.
Right before you're ready to reseed. Yes, to be perfect.
Yeah.
Some dethatching.
Yeah.
I was going to ask that too. First thing I was thinking was like an aerator or a dethatcher on that thing, or heck, even a mower deck.
It's a pretty beefy machine. I probably wouldn't want to try to use it for that type of an application, just on the grass like that.
Pretty heavy.
It's made more for sidewalks.
Yeah.
What's the width of the most of your attachments to the front of it?
Yeah, so the straight blade and the V plow are 48 inches. The V plow actually has a wing kit, so if you want, you can add two 6-inch wings. The broom, like I said, is 44 inches, and then we have two different snow throw heads. We have a 36-inch and a 48-inch, and then we also actually have two de-icing systems that you can put on there. Either a 36-inch salt drop spreader for the rear, or it has a 20-gallon brine tank option.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see
that thing
a
is
commercial.
Super versatile. Super versatile.
It's a sweet machine, and we were talking about all the power with the other machines. This is powered by an 850cc Kawasaki EFI engine. So again, we're talking about like snow throwing power, for example. The snow throw heads throw well in excess of 60 feet if you need them to, or as close as 3 feet for when you're right up next to a property.
Okay.
Very cool.
What's your guys' as far as like your competition or competitors out there? Are you guys kind of on par with them, like price wise? Or are you guys more higher end? I'm just not familiar with like more commercial type blowers and stuff. Where do you guys think you fall as far as your product line?
Yeah, so with something like Mammoth, I would say we're pretty competitively priced, especially when you take into account the tractor and the attachments when you're building out your fleet. Some of the other competitors out there, Boss has a couple of machines. One machine is a little more basic in its application. Then they have a newer one that is a little more high powered, but it's a little more high cost than ours. Ventrac has a machine out there right now as well. I would say we're priced close to Ventrac. We're a little bit under them, and obviously, I believe we have a much better machine.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Very cool.
Do we have
Well,
any-
yeah. What else? What else? You guys? What would you say your top equipment? What is your top piece sold? And why?
I mean, like I said before, Deluxe is really our best-selling line of snow throws. They're a fantastic machine. They're that perfect combination of the right amount of power and the right size to handle a lot of the residential pieces. So Deluxe is definitely one of our best-selling series of snow throws. But if there's one that I think everybody is really excited about, it's our Kraken. So we came out a couple years ago with a couple of special edition models, really just to kind of showcase everything we can do, and to really stretch our engineering team and come out with some really sweet machines. And the top of the line machine is the Kraken model. It's a 32-inch professional series, 420 cc engine with a battery key start EFI. It's got enough light bars on it that if the neighbors are driving by, they're going to flash the lights at you. It's got the rapid track system, but it's actually electronic drive. So you're not using the trigger. You can infinitely vary the track drive system on there. Electric chute rotation. It's a pretty sweet machine.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. The thing is,
That is
Pictures of
we've had it out
your
for 2
website
years
as
now.
well.
We've sold out every year on that unit. I think a few dealers might have a couple on the floor yet, but it's really awesome. It did way better than we could have ever anticipated.
Yeah, my neighbor, 2 houses down, he's got an Ariens snow thrower. I don't know what model it is or anything like that, but anytime it snows a significant amount, I'm usually calling him hey, need you to come bail me out, because his machine's awesome, or he'll just say, hey, come over and grab it out of the garage and go do your own driveway with it. But so I've used it a handful of times, and it's an amazing machine. So I definitely agree. You guys have a great product.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what we hear a lot from customers is they are the hero of the neighborhood, right? It's whenever somebody else doesn't have a machine at all, or their machine isn't quite up for the task. I know even my dad loves to just walk around the neighborhood and help people at the end of the driveway and that kind of stuff. Yeah. They're really proud of their machines. We go out and talk to customers, and they'll say, oh, I have to tell you about my first Ariens. It was a 1972, and it had the 10 horsepower Tecumseh or whatever. Oh, that's fantastic. What do you have now? And they look at you and they go, I said, I have a 1972 and it's got the 10 horsepower. And these machines last forever. They're super durable, super reliable, and people are just really passionate about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a single stage, and like I said, it's good for, I'd say 75% of the snows, but there's definitely a significant difference between a 1 stage and a 2 stage, and there's just a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
It seems like the design
That is what
of
she
the
said.
stage breaks up larger amounts of snow, especially more compact snow, easier because it's kind of like slicing through and chomping it versus just spinning and trying to whack at it. That's the one thing that, when those kind of old and icy and crunchy, my little power shovel doesn't do so well with that kind of snow.
Yeah,
but yours are just chewing through it.
The end of the driveway when you just finish and then the snow plows come through.
Yeah.
A 2 stage is much better for those.
Yes, absolutely. But I'll say, so we have a lot of commercial customers, like I said, landscape contractors, and they'll use a single stage for the vast majority of their properties because they're lightweight, they're easy to move around. And like you said, for 75% of the snow events you see, they work really well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But if you got the storage space and you got the means for it, if you had the choice, I would definitely go with the 2 stage. But for someone maybe where your garage space is a little tight, single stage, and now a lot of them have the stow and go kind of capabilities where the handlebars will fold down, you can tip them up. So it does save a lot of space in a garage from a single stage versus a double stage.
Yeah.
Are they all 4-cycle engines?
Absolutely. Yep. We went away from the 2-cycle several years back. We found it was easier for our customers, and engine technology has gotten to the point that we can get a lot of power and reliability out of 4-cycle.
That's cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I like just not having to mix mix the gas and the oil.
Right.
That's all I really care
Yeah.
about.
Exactly.
So, like compared to competitors, snow blowers, like what would you say kind of sets yours apart? Because I think it's unique talking to you guys because you're not just salesmen. You're actually kind of part of a bigger picture. Not the down salespeople, but and so like what do you think? Like what dynamics kind of sets it apart from just going and picking up an off brand or something?
Yeah, I think it really comes down to the durability and the reliability of our machines. We pride ourselves on our all steel construction. So our housing, our chute, even our dash, all steel on all of our units. And another great thing is all of our machines are made in Brillion, Wisconsin, where the company was founded. So when you're looking at passionate people, we always talk about passionate people, astounded customers at Ariens, and that's really what we are. And it's in Wisconsin. It's a very small town kind of feeling. It's the kind of place where the size of the town literally doubles during business operations. And to walk into that facility and know all those people are there building these machines one at a time by hand and sending them out the door and knowing that they're going to be in somebody's garage for the next 30 plus years. It's fantastic to know. These are not throwaway machines. They're hand down machines.
Yeah, one of the guys in the live chat who lives like 5 minutes from me, he said his machine's from like 1970.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're awesome machines.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So I haven't had your guys' snow blowers, but growing up we had an Ariens push mower, and that thing we had the same one my entire childhood. That's what I would use to mow the yard, and the folks only got rid of it because they eventually moved and got a bigger yard, so they got like a John Deere tractor thing, and they just didn't need the Ariens anymore. But yeah, man, we had the same mower for probably my entire third grade to high school and beyond. So yeah, they last a long time. So what goes into so when you guys are coming up with like a new design or something, like what are the things that you guys consider when you're going to sit down and say, okay, this is our lineup, how can we improve on this with the next generation or whatever?
Yeah, we want to make sure we keep our product fresh and we understand what the needs of the customer are. So Andy definitely can talk to this. He's a true expert on it, but constantly going out and getting that feedback from our customers, either doing it firsthand or doing it secondhand through blind research studies, and just understanding what are their pain points, what do they need to accomplish out in the field, and how do we incorporate that into our product. One of the great things about Ariens making snow throw since 1960 is we really know how to do it. One of the things that's interesting about it, though, is it's constantly being refreshed. So last season, we refreshed almost all of our two-stage product. New dashes, new design, new headlights. We switched over to LED because we found that gave a little better lighting. We redesigned our grips, all that kind of stuff. We're constantly reimagining and re-innovating our product to make sure that it stays up to date.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess the technology's been around for a while, and how much can you really expand upon a tool like that? But little things like that to kind of make the experience better, or improving the driving system, all that personal pace stuff with the mowers, that's all stuff that how you could distinguish yourself. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So are we gonna start talking about grass yet, or are we gonna keep talking about snowblowers?
I would talk all night, but I think Andy's getting kind of antsy. I think he's got some exciting stuff he wants to talk about.
I mean, I had to go get the charger for my laptop here.
No, so we got any questions? Drop your questions about any of the snow equipment, and we can get to them here at the end. So we'll try to remember them here. So yeah, Andy, the floor is yours.
I hear you guys got a new mower.
I know. Today was reveal day, drop day, and so we introduced our 21-inch walk behind the Razer today on February 21st. So it's a pretty cool deal to schedule this and be able to talk about that great machine. It's a new addition to our line. And Ariens has been making lawn care equipment since the 50s. Even longer than snow. Even though we kind of started in the garden, if you will, we've always been in the grass for most of our history. And the walk behind space is one of those spaces we've been in and out of in our history. But we've made a commitment over the past several years to get back into this space, to give customers a choice on their 21-inch walk platform, and the Razer is the embodiment of that. And it's a fantastic mower, and I think that's it's a testament to the design and engineering of everyone here at Ariens that put their time and effort into this. We made a Razer machine as recently as 2016 ourselves, and this is not that machine. It is based heavily on that in terms of the cutting chamber and how great this thing cuts. It's got a true 5.5-inch deep cutting deck. So for the guys that are running 0 turns, that's a commercial depth deck, and it's a constant depth deck, which is unique in the industry as well. For a number of reasons, most of the options on the table, they have a slanted deck, and that really messes with aerodynamics, especially when you want to mulch and lift grass. It creates high pressure zones, stall points, kicks grass out to the back of the machine faster. And so with this constant depth deck, not easy to say, it keeps grass in that cutting chamber longer. And so it's going to mulch and mince that grass. I like to say it atomizes the grass. And so our bagging performance is phenomenal. We can hold more than almost anybody, even with a smaller bag, because it's really chopping it up before it even gets back into the bag. But this is a thoroughly modern machine. All of the 4 models in the Razer lineup feature high rear wheels, so 10-inch rear wheels, 8 inches on the front. This is not an off-the-shelf wheel. If you zoom in tight, you can see Ariens molded in there. We designed these bad boys ourselves, but it's a very versatile machine. It does have a 3-in-1 functionality. So mulching is primary. That's what we know most customers do. Bagging as well. And then if you take the bag off and the mulch plug out, it actually is a rear discharge. So it does discharge, kind of dumps it at your feet, but it's a safer way to discharge versus the side discharge, where you don't want to be throwing rocks and sticks and other things at, landscaping, your house, people. So with the rear discharge, it just dumps it right at your feet. Again, not ideal, but if you have some really long grass, it'll mow right through it, and you can be on your way.
So is there like a chute or something you put in the little plug there or whatever, or how do you get it to spit out the back?
The rear discharge door, it's kind of hard to see in the pictures, but it does have a fairly wide opening when it's closed, and it just dumps right out the back of the machine.
Okay.
I think it's pretty interesting, and I think it's cool that you actually said you guys designed it and it's yours, because it's Ariens, because I look at a lot of mowers, like when I'm at GIE or even online, it's like, oh, so and so made that, or oh, so and so made that, and it was, I'm not going to say who at GIE, but it was like a couple of them. There was a couple of them. It was kind of a bummer. It was like, oh man, they're coming out with a mower, and it was like, oh, so and so makes it, which is still cool. It's a good brand, but it's like, I don't know. So I think that's kind of cool, and you can tell by looking at it that it's got like a unique. You can't really, it doesn't really compare to anything looking at it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny, it's our lowest price product in the lawn portfolio, but I can tell you in terms of investment, this was the biggest product investment the company has made in certainly the recent 10 or 15 years. To be able to make a mower that can be a high volume product available in a lot of retailers for the demand we expect. We really needed to invest in it, and we wanted our own design. Everything from the gear badge on the front, we take pride in that. It's molded into the front. It's not a stuck on gear badge. It's molded in, and it's never going to come off, and that means a lot to Ariens. The other cool thing, there's 4 models in this lineup, and it really does represent kind of the best of all machines. We have a push on the entry side, and on the high end side, we have this dual blade with our reflex speed control technology. And so that's a speed control that matches your pace. It's going to be similar to what some of our competitors in a different color have had in the past. We're really proud of our development of that. It works really great. And, we named it Reflex for a reason. We want that machine, reacting to you like it's just a natural part of your body. And it really does that. We've also outfitted that high-end model with a new dual blade. So we did a ton of analysis on that, right? Aerodynamics and computational fluid dynamics, CFD, if there's any Formula One fans out there, right? And to understand what makes a blade great. And so we have that really cool dual blade design. And then for the first time, we outfitted, first time at kind of anyone in outdoor power equipment, we outfitted with laser edge Eversharp technology. And so this is proprietary technology from one of our blade suppliers, Fisher Barton. And they, it's a coating that goes on the blade, and it actually self-sharpens as it cuts. And so this is one of those really cool technologies that if you want a maintenance-free mower, the blade's just going to keep sharpening. So the bottom edge isn't going to wear away, but the top edge will. So the more you cut, the sharper that blade is going to get. And after, it's hard to say, is it going to, depending on your grass conditions, is it going to be a 5-year blade or a 10-year blade, but it's going to go a very long time. And again,
is it
never
just removing a very thin layer of this coating, or is it actually pulling off some of the metal as well through the coating? How does that work?
The metal moves away and the coating stays.
Exactly. Yeah. The coating stays. And so the metal on the top edge wears away and it just gets sharper and sharper.
Okay.
So and you notice the results on your grass. You're going to have a perfect cut all the time, every time.
So what if you
really
hit hit a rock and you actually deform the blade or whatever? And what would be the where would you have to take it to a special repair place, or did you have to replace the blade? How do you guys address that with this?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be no different than kind of any other blade strike. A stake, a rock, something like that can damage the blade, but it is replaceable. Anyone with the set of an impact wrench and torque wrench can replace the blade. We do sell that dual blade, right online, available now. Well, it's probably on back order right now if you looked at it, but yeah, you'll be able to get it from your dealer, from Lowe's, or from our online store. Mm-hmm. And you can also, the other 3 models don't come with that laser edge blade, but you can actually upgrade to that. So we designed the cutting chamber in the mower interface to be the same. So if you wanted that, or a single version of that laser edge blade, you can also put that on the machine, when you need to replace it.
So they are interchangeable. So if you were to get like the 21 self-propelled, you could then go and buy that dual blade if you wanted to put that on there. Because I'm always looking for better ways to improve my mulching game. Would that do better than, I don't know, the mulching blades with teeth that other folks out there have? Have you guys kind of compared? What made you guys decide the cross-shaped blade instead of other options?
Yeah, when we develop a mower like this, we have targets that we need to hit. So cut quality is one of those that we set and specify. And so we take our competitors, we take our products out, we take them out into the grass, into multiple kinds of grass, kind of all throughout the growing season. And we test it and we measure it, and we lay down in the grass and we count stragglers and the dispersion and all the things like that. And so we set our targets for quality. And what I can say is, what we offer from the factory manages and cuts the widest variety of grass as good as we can make it. And there's always different kinds of grass and guys who want their blades in this, and there's so many variables that go into it, and we try to hit as many as we can right from the factory. So that's that's what goes into the development, a lot of different choices, try to make it, like I said, as good for as many people as we can. So
it looks badass.
Yeah.
When do they ship? When are we gonna start seeing them in stores or dealers?
Yeah, so if you're towards the kind of the Virginia area, you'll see them popping in Lowe's stores now, and so we're kind of moving up from the kind of the central part of the U.S. into the north. So I know we're resetting stores kind of in the Midwest right around this time. So before long, you'll see them in all the Lowe's in the Northeast and Midwest. Our dealers will start getting shipments this month, in March. I was already jumping ahead. So they'll be loaded up pretty quickly as well. We'll also be retailing them through True Value, Fleet Farm, and Northern Tool. So there'll be a lot of different outlets for this product as well. And then we hope to also offer it within a few weeks on our own Ariens.com e-commerce site.
Awesome.
So, and I think I saw a question on kind of the price range. So our push mower comes in at $419 for the minimum advertised price or MAP price. And then it's up to $619 for that high-end dual blade model. The two entry level models, if you will, the push and the front wheel drive self-propelled, have 3-year warranties on the product, 2 years on the engine, and the two high-end models have 4-year warranties, as with 2 years on the engine as well. So very competitive warranties. You know, we're a good year or two higher than almost anyone in that kind of price range and class. So again, we're pretty excited about that product. What a great product it is. Done thousands and thousands of hours of testing on it. We actually have little like treadmill things going, and we had like 8 of them running at once over the winter here. In late fall, just testing these things, running them bumps and blades and actuating all the stuff on it. It was pretty crazy to watch.
So you'd said that the previous model, I think, was 2016. Was that the last year you guys had produced the push mower until the Razer out now?
Yeah, in terms of an Ariens designed product, yeah, that's correct. 2016 was the last time we offered the Razer to our customers. We did have a partnership model. One of the things with the walk behind space is if you don't have a national retailer, it's very tough to have the volume, and then the costs, just aren't there, and it's just a cycle. And so we were able to partner with Lowe's and get significant placement with this product. So we were able to invest in it, manage the price down to the level that we needed to, and then offer this great product line and get back in this business. And we're just getting started back in the space. I'm very bullish about the 80% of customers who never need a zero turn or a lawn tractor, and I want them to be in an Ariens. And so that's why we're back in this walk space. Walk behind.
So when did you guys? How long was the process to say, okay, we want to get back in there, bring the Razer back? Like, when did this start? And then kind of, how long does it take to design this thing you're coming out now with now?
It's never fast enough for our company leaders. Let's put it that way. But no, it was a little over 2 years from when we had commitments to launching the product now. And a lot of that is just finding the right product. Honestly, finding an engine supply during COVID times was really crazy.
Sure.
And so locking up a Briggs engine supply, Honda backed out on the engine supply about a year ago. And so it's there just aren't engines available. And then there's tariffs from Chinese imported engines. So Briggs is really the only viable engine. And they make a very reliable walk behind engine. You just add oil, it ready starts, and we're very happy to have them on our product line, and have that kind of tag up between Ariens and Briggs.
Yeah, I have mine's Briggs.
Hey, that's you.
Hey.
Oh, hey, look at that guy.
You want to talk zero turns now? Is that what we're moving towards?
Yeah, let's hear about them.
I am. If what's cool about this mower, and I may have the idea wrong of it, but it's kind of like a residential, or it's a commercial mower built for residential use ish.
Yeah, Ariens has been making zero turns along with the Gravely brand for a very long time. And in this year, in addition to launching the Razer, which again, today, big day, we completely redesigned our entire portfolio of products. So we have 4 lines of zero turns on the Ariens side, and I have 3 within my product line on the Gravely side. And every single one of them is new in some way. And so the one you were showing is the Icon family. The older version of it was called the Icon XD. And, we literally started over with this machine. We didn't take the Icon XD and say, how can we make it better? That's an easy thing to do, if you will, but it doesn't get you where you want to go. Instead, we started over and we said, you know, this class of machine that people are buying the most of, these are the volume moving machines, certain transaxles, 20-inch tires, you know, 52-inch deck size. How do we make the best machine in that class? And that's literally what I'm saying in that video you were just showing. If the audio was on, could have just played that and I didn't have to talk. But we started over and we got into the grass with our customers. We talked to our dealer partners. We talked to our channel partners. We talked to the guys that sell these machines, use them. We talked to the wives that let the husband buy them. We talked to the wives that buy them and the husbands that let the wife mow, and vice versa, right? We talked to everybody. And we said, what are you really looking for, on these machines? And we heard a number of things. One, branded engines. So all the icons are powered by Kawasaki engines. So that in the residential space, it's Kawasaki. And so we started there. The second thing we heard was comfort. And so operator comfort became a really big deal for us. But what we learned it wasn't about how comfortable the seat was. There's a lot more that goes into it. And that's how you get onto the machine. How do you feel when you're sitting on it? What do you see? And so we have a very wide operator platform. When you stand on, there's plenty of room to move around. The seat base is 2.5 inches or so taller than before. This seat is a full 4 inches taller than the prior generation. So it's a 22-inch high back seat. And so it's very large armrests, super comfortable. We have premium, power tool inspired grips on this machine. And then we have an industry first control arm that there's a quick adjust knob, that little gray knob on the control arm there. And that allows you to adjust vertically, either up or down, or as well as rotationally within that kind of single knob. So you loosen it up, you can find your perfect position, tighten it down, you're locked in and you're good to go. Others have a rotational adjustment, but the vertical adjustment, you still have to pull out the tools to do. So a huge undertaking. I think less than 30 parts on this machine were carryover from the prior generation. Again, we rethought everything to make this machine what it is. And kind of the same thing as the Razer with cut quality. This, in my opinion, is the best cutting residential machine on the market today. We took everybody who said they were great at cutting grass. We put them out in the field. We counted how many blades of grass were left over after we did our mowing passes. And we put our design to the test, and we feel very comfortable with what we've done here. We've also, I think there were 13 industry or class firsts on this machine. So we have functional headlights. These aren't just decorative. They actually have a punch and spread that allows you to be able to see if you happen to be bringing your mower in after it's dark. Don't mow at night. It's dangerous. We have dual USB ports on this machine because we know that 80% of our customers actually bring their phone along with them. So we want to be able to charge, listen to music. We designed a super functional cup holder that actually securely holds the phone. I've not found a phone that actually doesn't stick in there and stay in. Wow. It doesn't matter if you've got a phablet phone or not. There's space for it in that cup holder space.
Does it hold 12 ounces? Even better.
Yeah, it sure does.
Hey, does this have the design where you can changing the oil? It seems like it would be fairly easy with this unit. Is that something that you guys took into account?
Yeah, so on this class of machine, we went with kind of the manufacturer's recommended oil valves. So there's an updated oil valve from our prior generation, right from Kawasaki, so we don't have to break that seal. This one still uses the separate attachment tube to do the draining. And for a residential customer, that's going to be once a year, kind of thing. Versus a commercial operator where they're, changing oil, almost every week. It really just is a kind of that balance of feature and price, and where do you want to put your money?
What's your biggest deck?
You want to talk to us about your deck.
So on this guy, we have a very wide deck offering. So 60 inch is the largest we offer on this class. We're one of the only manufacturers that does bring a 60 inch deck onto a class of this, or a machine of this class, which is really great. And we have a 42 inch, on our small side. And for the first time on this family, we have a 48 inch deck as well. So 4 deck sizes, all of Kawasaki power. It's kind of like pick your size that you need for your yard, and you're going to have a great machine.
My friend Olee, he used to be 61 inches, and now he's only 60. He shrank as well. So you guys are right there with him in his Ferris.
I lost an inch.
He claims it's going to be a better cut. That's why he lost the inch, because they overlap a little more. We'll see.
We'll find out next week.
What are we looking at right here?
Yeah, so you're looking at the new chassis for the Icon family. This, again, completely redesigned from the ground up. It's 6 inches wider. And one of the cool things about this, the old design had over 60 components in it that were welded together. This new chassis has 20. So we've gone with big stampings to, carry the load, handle it. And what this allows us to do is have a much more robust, fully welded design, fully tubular, and, super durable. It's going to last a really long time. But, the less parts you have, just the less things that can go wrong. But a lot of engineering
at all by having it more, fewer pieces at all.
Yeah, you're able to, with big stampings, you're able to get the strength where you need it. So you don't have to put a lot of big gussets and things like that in there. So there's definitely, a weight trade-off. This machine we made a little heavier than the prior generation, and that largely is a result of just the overall bigger size of the machine. Even though, again, deck sizes and engines are really similar to the old generation, but just the size of the machine, if you sat it next to the old one, it looks like a completely different class of machine.
Nice.
Yeah, we also have non-power bagging on this, so we know there's lots of folks up in the Northeast, who only bag as well as out in the Northwest. So we developed a non-power bagger to, be price competitive with what the competition has. But the cool thing that we did is we also have a powered blower kit for it. And so if a customer comes in and wants a bagger, a dealership can sell them the non-powered bagger, and they can take it, and if they're unsatisfied with it, or it isn't getting the job done quite the way they want, they can then get that powered blower kit for it and upgrade it. You don't have to throw any parts away. It's all designed to work together. And so it makes a really super flexible system. Every other manufacturer only gives you either non-powered or powered, and we kind of given everyone the chance to make the choice for them.
Do you guys fabricate all that here in the U.S.?
Yep, that's correct. On this Icon family, it's made right outside my office in Brillion, Wisconsin. Okay. So tubes bent, steel formed, all of that right in down to the orange powder coat on those machines.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that's our biggest seller in terms of zero turns. We sell, that 52 inch Icon. We'll sell as many of that is kind of my full product line on, all put together. And so these are just hitting stores now. And if you haven't gotten out and seen one, they're in Lowe's and they're in Ariens and Gravely dealers as well. The Gravely similar models called the ZTX or ZTXL, and they're brand new as well. They're based on a similar platform, but with significant feature differentiation from the Ariens models. So if you're a Gravely guy, and we have a lot of great Gravely fans, you can step up to the ZTXL, and there's actually 12 things that are better or different on the ZTXL than the Ariens Icon. And it's serviceable transaxles, and it's better seats, and there's a tool tray in it kind of underneath that flip up floor pan. There's aggressive tread tires. So lots of really cool features that you can get on the Gravely models as well.
I wanted to ask you if there was any kind of competition between the Gravely and the Ariens teams when they were kind of doing this new design thing. Did they have any kind of banter back and forth? You said there's 12 additional features for the Gravely. How would the Ariens guys feel about that?
No drama, one design team, two brands. We set out a strategy very early on. I've been at Ariens about 3 years, and honestly, it's one of the challenges that was given to me when I started was how do you differentiate the Ariens and Gravely brands, and so that's what we set out to do, and we put a strategy in place about 2 years ago, and we've been implementing that. So we have 10 items that we minimally want to have the Gravely be a step up from the Ariens on. But when you're designing a product like the Icon, it was really tricky because we didn't want to make the Ariens worse. So things like cut quality, how do we make the Ariens better, but the Gravely even better, right? And so you have to take bold moves and make big steps to have the Gravely, have that feature differentiation. And then we were able to hold the price point between the Ariens and the Gravely models as well. The Gravely's always been sold at a premium, but now there's those 12 things kind of under the hood that make that Gravely really worth that $300 price delta, and that's really going to help that Gravely brand. We're very excited about that product line.
I didn't realize.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say I didn't realize you guys were Gravely and you guys were together. And as I was going through my closet today, looking for a hat to wear for the show tonight, I actually pulled out my Gravely hat and I was like, I can't wear a competitor. So I put it back because I had no idea. So I was like, then when you start talking about it, I'm like, damn, I could have wore that.
Yeah, you could have. I'll put my Gravely hat on. But yeah, so I manage both brands. My product managers manage both brands. But we really recognize that there's an Ariens customer and a Gravely customer. And that's one of our strengths, is really understanding who they are, what they like, why are they different. And so the Gravely guy, he's a more do-it-yourself guy. He's a guy has more kind of professionally minded, and so we really try to amp up the features on Gravely because of that. And that's why starting this year, all of our Gravely zero turns have serviceable transaxles, and so for that ZTX, our entry level Gravely, that was a feature that we designed with Hydro Gear to bring into the product line.
That is sexy.
And you're looking at my
It looks like a badass landscaper.
It looks like the Batmobile.
That looks like a truck.
That's.
We mow
dusk.
Can you make that in flat black, please?
It is actually.
Oh God, I just got a boner.
It does kind of have a Batmobile vibe to it for sure.
God damn.
Yeah. So we're looking at the Gravely ZT HD Stealth model. This is a limited edition 52-inch Kawasaki powered model. We built a fixed quantity of these. These are in dealerships now. Dealer exclusive model for us. If you want one, you got to go buy it because when they're gone, they're gone. And this is a strategy we introduced last year. We launched a similar model, the ZTX Stealth. And so we have on these models, you talked about the paint. We have two-tone black paint on this. And so it's not just a gloss black paint that you can find anywhere. There's actually that flat wrinkle black as well as our standard Gravely gloss black. And that really highlights the deck from the chassis and the different components. We've outfitted this bad boy with aggressive tread tires, not to be confused with the brand, but aggressive tread tires. We put a floor mat on it. We put standard lights on it, custom Gravely grips. So again, more power tool inspired grips, a bigger, badder seat with armrests. Just a super cool machine. We have a deck side trim bumper on this guy as well. So loaded with features, and most importantly, you look freaking cool when you're cutting your grass.
Nate, you need one, dude. You need one, Nate. That's the guy that needs one right there. That guy needs a Gravely mower.
I knew that was coming out tonight.
That's a happy man.
I actually forgot to load it up until just now.
When do they require you to have ROPS or whatever, like the rollover bar?
Yeah, ROPS is required for commercial operations for insurance purposes to start with, but there is a standard that is 880 pounds, right around there. So when a machine gets to that certain weight limit, then you absolutely have to have it. So we try to manage, my product line on the residential and consumer side. All of our products are below that weight limit, and that's, full of fuel. So none of my products, well, I have one product, the Ariens Zenith model that comes with ROPS. But otherwise, yeah, we stay under that and, recommend for homeowner use.
Gotcha.
Nate, that could mow up your hill, bro.
If
You
it
can mow the
does,
hill with it.
how do you guys do on about 40-degree inclines?
If you're going to do it, I'd recommend going straight up and down.
It
Looks like it could handle.
Man, with a mustache like that,
Batmobile
you
mower,
can do
Nate.
anything.
Come on, man.
that thing is if I was going to buy one, that two-tone black is got my name on it.
Yeah, and there's a ton of Easter eggs on that. There's a carbon fiber Gravely G badge on the back. There's brushed aluminum trim panels on the dash. These are premium automotive features that you're just not going to get anywhere. We didn't just throw it together and throw black on it. And every detail was scrutinized and labored over.
We'll have a Gravely episode on in the future. We'll do
Yeah.
Gravely.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. Oh, Gravely's in the chat now.
Well,
Here's
you
Rain.
guys, I heard we're giving away some these bad boys right here.
Ooh.
This is
So,
what it looks like on a person.
ooh, look, he's got it.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet.
The word stash.
Yeah, we're type in Ariens in the chat if you guys want to be entered on the wheel. That Brent, you doing it?
Why not? Sure, guys, I'll do it.
So yeah, go ahead and type in Ariens in the chat. We'll do 3 spins for a head each. So
go
we
ahead.
can go back to Nick.
Yeah.
What questions did we miss with Nick?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm trying to go back through here. I know there was a bunch.
I think I saw several questions, and I think it probably applied to both. But there obviously as things are changing and one more battery and stuff like that. Do you guys have any interest in going down that rabbit hole?
Yeah. So I would say on the snow side, we've definitely been paying attention to what's going on in the market and looking at the battery product, and it's pretty impressive the amount of progress people have made with battery. When we think about Ariens being that top tier snow throw in the industry, we know that any machine that we make, battery, gas, or whatever it is going to have to perform at that level. And we're not quite at the point where we see battery ready to do that. But I will tell you that when battery is ready to make an Ariens quality snow throw, Ariens will be ready to make a battery one.
Gotcha. How about on the lawnmower side? Is the Razer line? Any thoughts on there for battery?
Yeah, right now we're only offering a gas lineup, but like Nick said, we're well aware of the trends in the industry and the preference. And the walk behind space is a little bit different. It's already well advanced down the battery lane, and we're well aware of that. And we're considering our investments and want to make sure that when we get into that space, it's the same, that we're going to be able to stand behind an Ariens quality product that's going to last like the customers expect it to. The last thing we wanted, we could have been in the battery walk space a long time ago. We've had partner models that have come across our desk that we could have slapped Ariens on and been selling battery products 2 years ago. And we just didn't believe in the product enough to put our name on it. And so we didn't. And so we will get there, but not ready yet.
Gotcha.
Do you guys have plans to expand into like weed eater, spade blowers, any of the other kind of lawn tools associated with Ariens?
Yeah, we're in a good period of growth at the Ariens company. And so looking at how do we expand our product lines outside of, the traditional core products like the 2-stage snow throws that Nick's talked about and our zero turns. So we're always evaluating our opportunities there. And again, with weed trimmers and blowers and things like that, those markets are, heavy into battery and heavy into that conversion. And so as we enter into battery and look to enter into that, we'll consider those product lines as needed if it makes sense for the business. But right now we're not offering any of those product lines.
Cool. Awesome.
Stay gassy. Don't worry about the batteries.
I will say there's a lot of downsides to batteries that people tend to ignore. I'm glad I have a number of them because of each time I got a new tool, I made sure to get the model with a battery because it's not like you can just go refill up real quick. If you run out of juice, it takes a minute. And sometimes if you're cutting real thick, tall grass, it'll chew through that battery. So yeah, that's one thing that I think people don't consider is batteries are expensive. So if you have to buy one, it's like $250 for one of the mower size batteries, not even the larger ones. So.
Yeah, they can range up to $600 now for the biggest ones, kind of on the market for the battery zero turns that have the replaceable batteries. So yeah, definitely not an expensive offering.
Well, they probably don't last 20 years like a small engine potentially could if you take care of it. I mean, we had one growing up. We had an Ariens and all the way through high school, same mower, little whatever 20-inch mower. It worked great.
So you're saying for GIE this year, you don't have any major fire planned?
We're bringing the s'mores.
Nice. Gonna hang around the DeWalt area.
Oh man.
Hey, I got one thing we always like to venture into on the shows with our guests is we like to ask you guys about your personal lawns. Maybe can talk about maybe what equipment you own, lawn care or whatever. But that's always just something we like to say. Is guys that work in the industry, are you like do you have 5 snow blowers and you love going around snow blowing, or is it one of those things where like you're a mechanic where I work on it all day long and when I get home that's the last thing I want to do?
So yeah, I'll say for on the lawn side, I have a relatively small lot. It's just under a quarter acre, but we have an Ariens Classic walk behind 21-inch from I think it's about 10 years old now, and it's a fantastic machine. My 12-year-old son, he uses it and loves it. On the snow side, I've got an Ariens Professional at home right now. Just obviously the nature of my job, I've constantly got units going back and forth between work. But I've had single stage, 2-stage. I had a Mammoth at my house over this winter, a couple of weekends, and my neighbors loved it. I definitely was the coolest guy in the neighborhood that weekend.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I'm all in with our products. So on the grass side, I'm also a suburban yard, so I have about a third of an acre. But I've been mowing that with our Gravely ZTHD 44-inch over the past 2 years. And I have a Gravely ZTXL, which is one of my new models of 52 coming here this winter. So I'll be in better style cutting the grass. And then on the snow, I've got an Ariens 2-stage Rapid Track Pro Hydro 28-inch. It is a beast, and I do the whole block when it snows. It hasn't snowed enough for me yet this winter, so I can't wait for this next couple days with whatever this winter storm is, and we'll keep the neighbors happy and their yards cleared.
I think it's just crazy, being from the Midwest myself. I'm in Iowa, so just to hear, the Midwest in this winter how light it's been, and I just got a snowblower this year, and I got to use it like twice. One was a half an inch of snow, and I was excited to get out there. First time I got to use this machine, it's a little half-inch, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm going out there with the snowblower, and I'm using it. And then, here last week we got dumped on with like 8 inches in 4 hours. And so, it was a little more work to get out there and use it. But yeah, I was for the first time in my life, I was actually excited to go out and clear snow for the first time ever. So
it's a fun experience when you get to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are dad toys, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. But in the this year's just been so weird, for you guys to be in Wisconsin and be like, yeah, we haven't had any snow. Historically you're like, shit, we've probably had 3 foot and haven't seen my lawn since November. That's historically accurate for the Midwest. But just been so light this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Man,
So every week we have a lawn of the week winner. Shout out to Lawn Care Ecos real quick for last week winning
Oh
this.
yeah, man.
Even
Yeah.
though this week we don't got a winner this week, but
First international 2-time lawn of the week winner.
yeah,
we need to give big
Fun.
shout out to Pro Pete for sticking with us and making that
Oh
possible.
yeah, absolutely.
yes, sir.
yes, we didn't have
And
any.
then
We didn't have much entries this week. I did share one in our group chat. I got a buddy who he doesn't post any lawn care content, but he sent I think he did a story and he tagged us in it, and just an amazing lawn over in like Maryland. But yeah, he doesn't post anything on his Instagram about it. But I mean, he messages me 5 days a week talking about lawn care. But he's just, I'm like, I keep telling him, I'm like, you got to post. You could win so easily, you know. But he's like, nah. It's like I'm keeping my lawn for my own stuff. And I'm like, all right, man, but you could win a free bag of fertilizer if you posted it.
And then I owe Dave Bilecki an apology. Somehow I just timed him out for 300 seconds and did not mean to. So sorry, Dave.
Hey, why'd you
I don't even know how I done it.
Lucky,
Yeah,
man.
Dave, you got to come back on here. Those were some fun episodes.
How do I undo that? You got to love it. I can't share my screen and I can't comment.
Always putting people in timeout that he doesn't mean to.
Well, I put the wrong.
Well, so yeah, Dave asked a question in the chat, like, how do you guys, like, is there a lottery system, or how do you guys? Yeah,
Sorry,
there it is.
Dave.
How do you decide who gets to demo the products? And then Olee deletes it and puts them in timeout.
No, I got them all back where we can see them, but it is my fault. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, he was asking, like, you know, like you had said, you got to bring home some of the tools, you know, and stuff like that. He was just asking, you know, like, how do you know, is it you guys just have a couple in the area or at the headquarters, and you guys got to kind of demo them and whatnot, or?
Yeah, on the snow side, we have a number of pieces of equipment, single stage, 2-stage, it in storage, ready to go. And we try to keep track of like who around the office has different types of driveways, right? Do you have a real long driveway, a real wide one? Or you're going to have a big apron that's going to have a lot of snow from the plow and all that kind of stuff. And when there's, you know, when it's getting time for winter and people know snow is coming, everyone in the office is hitting you up. Hey, do you have any of those snow throws left? I could use one. That'd be really nice. So
you got any of those snow blowers there?
Yeah, I'm not going to say we take bribes, but you know, there's a way to get to the top of the list.
I mean,
They're
cases of
always-
beer just randomly show up in the back of your truck.
I think everyone asks Nick if they can take a mammoth home when it's going to snow. I've been asking for like 3 years. Like, seriously, give me one.
And how fast does that thing go? Like, you know, you said you had a 12-year-old that mows. Did he get out there and ride around on the mammoth at all?
He did not, no, and that was partially just because I'm really selfish and it was a really fun machine. Mammoth goes 8 miles an hour forward and 4 in reverse, so you can really scoot when you need to.
That's cool.
The wheels.
By the way,
done.
shout out
The
to Turf
wheels
Tamer
are
if he's
good.
in the chat.
Yeah.
Turf Tamer said us this a couple weeks ago, and I forgot to pull it up last week.
That is awesome.
This is him about, I think he said like 15 years ago. So
Just him and Ron.
So,
Hanging out.
man, so many questions about that picture.
Yeah, where was that?
All right, you guys want to spin this thing?
And where is Ron's other hand at?
Oh, no.
Brent, you
man.
don't let us down on the music selection. Ooh.
Well, that's up to
Oh,
Zach.
That's Zach. Yeah, buddy.
I didn't have really made too
Sorry, Dave.
All right, you ready for it?
Let's do it.
Here she goes.
Oh my God.
That wasn't me.
I didn't even think there was music on here.
That was a good choice.
Oh,
Lawn Forerunner. All right, congrats,
Hey,
brother.
congrats,
Forerunner.
He won.
Yeah, I don't know about
something at
that
our 100th
music
giveaway too. I forget what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. How do we? I don't even know how to get rid of music.
I didn't even know you could share your music.
That was corny.
Zach had some smooth jams.
wow,
playing.
wow. Oh, oh.
Yeah, so I had some going. man. That's loud.
That's so loud.
Corny. I'm sorry, everyone.
It like jumps into like anime music or something.
We
Lucas,
our
Lucas
wheel guy's out tonight. We have one more member, and he's
like
he was the one
racing home in a snowstorm or something.
Mm-hmm.
The official
Brian.
voice of KOTG is out.
Yeah.
Bedtime stories with Brian. Jeez, that is
All right.
Brent's got the Ariens A in there, man. That looks good. Nice wheel.
Yeah.
The blackout.
A little something new. Here's some corny music for you guys again.
What is going on right now?
I tried to
Tanner
override
Moore.
it. Did it? Did it work?
Tanner Moore.
All right.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Cool.
No, congrats. Go ahead and shoot KOTG your address, and we'll get them out. I actually have all three here. So if you have Instagram, well, you kind of have to have Instagram, I guess. Write us on Instagram or get a hold of one of us somehow.
I would assume everybody has Instagram.
I know. I think it's.
I mean, that's
for Phil Pete, though.
that's how
I think for
everybody
Phil Pete,
found
that's
us. I don't know.
it.
Maybe not.
Hey, so I was curious. You know, I don't know if you guys know the backstory on this, but where did the orange come from on the mowers and your guys' kind of color platform? Was that something from way back, like original, or did this come about years later? Maybe Aaron
That's
knows about it. I
A
don't
good
know.
question. I don't have a real solid answer. I know Aaron's has been around since 1933, and I believe our original colors were orange and then a green color. So I know it goes back to the early days, but I don't know where the orange comes from. Andy, do you have any background on that?
Yeah, I've asked that question. You know, one of the cool things about Ariens being a 90-year-old company is we have a really cool museum in Brillion, Wisconsin that's open to the public. So if you ever swing through the center of the state, stop by there. Anyway, I was doing some product research there and asked that question as we were looking to do some retro models. And the legend has it that it was a safety color. So making it a bright color to be able to see it as a dangerous piece of equipment. So that's what I had heard, but I'll call it a legend versus a truth at this point. So
It does pop relative to the reds and the grays and the and the blacks. Like the orange stands out.
Well, up against the white snow, and that's probably the biggest thing is
Yeah.
really, really contrast that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not in like that black mower in my lawn. I mean,
That'd be a nice contrast too. I'm not gonna lie.
God, that would be a hell of a contrast.
I'm serious.
Do you
I'm
think it
thinking.
gets hot,
I'm
though?
thinking
Does
I
it-
might need I think I might need an orange mower in my yard.
God,
I don't know.
looks
I
sweet.
think I might need that thing.
I got a 30-year-old 60-inch deck for you.
I don't have anywhere to put it. Like I
1990.
can mow my lawn in like 2
That's
passes.
what she said.
Maybe your wife
That is
could help
what
you
she
out.
said.
It's orange too.
Walked into that one. That's true.
Yep.
Walked right into it.
I got nowhere to put it.
Don't mind us, guys.
For real, I do. I have an
Children.
acre and I use a 30-year-old ride-on mower. So, but I love it.
All right. Well, this was
Alrighty.
really cool, man. We talked.
That
a
was
lot.
funny.
I appreciate you guys answering all of our.
Sorry, Dave.
Alrighty.
All right.
All right,
Well, listen, gentlemen, thank you so much. This was a great episode. Very cool to hear about all the different, things that you guys make, and just kind of the marriage with Ariens and Gravely, and awesome information.
Well, thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, and thanks
You
for
guys
taking
are
the
on,
time to be with us on launch day for the
Yeah.
new Razer walk behind.
Yeah.
So stick around after. Stick around. So
Yeah, it sounds like they want a Gravely episode too. So
Let's hash that out.
we'll have to run it
As
back.
well. Let's do it.
all right.
Thank you, everybody in the live chat
Alright.
for joining us
That's a
tonight.
wrap.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Go Hawks.